There's more fallout over that new book about the president. In audio recordings for the book Rage, the president told Bob Woodward he knew in February that COVID-19 was deadly stuff and admitted playing down the threat in public. Here's how he explained it last night on Fox News.
I gave it a little bit of a shot. Sounds like it's not going to be good, but if you look at what I said today, I said don't panic. We don't want to be jumping up and down and going wild. Don't panic. I'm a cheerleader for this country, and I don't want to see panic.
Now, Joe Biden called the president's actions disgusting and almost criminal, adding he knowingly and willingly lied about the threat it posed to this country for months. But a lot of people are wondering, why would the president agree to talk on record 18 times with an investigative journalist known for bringing down a past president, Richard Nixon? Meantime, Bob Woodward is defending his decision not to release the audio recording sooner, saying it would not have saved any lives. What do you make of this, Jeff?
I don't know, Sam. This is a tough one, especially just talking about politics and Donald Trump in general. But look, I think it is the job of our president, no matter who it is, to calm the storm, right? I don't think we had all the facts in February. In fact, we did not have all the facts. The whole world did not have the facts. The CDC was saying, and again, I don't want to quote them exactly, but check out their old tweets. They were saying it can't pass through the air. They were tweeting that out. We find out now that it's not true. Dr. Fauci came on national television in a live news-breaking conference and says, don't worry, you don't need to wear a mask, because he was lying and covering for the government because he wanted to get those supplies to nurses and people on the front line. The government lies to us. They have since 1776 till 2020. So people want to condemn Donald Trump for this. I think he's just doing his job. I understand the way people feel about him, but when was the last time the government told us the truth, anybody? Then we could have a conversation.
Al?
Jeff, really quickly, man, I appreciate how eloquently you laid out your point, and what you're saying makes a lot of sense. You know what I always try and do, especially when we're talking about the president, is I always try and pull back and think about just an individual, because I think we can understand better on that level. What if this was your physician? What if you go into your doctor and they say that you have stage 3 cancer, and they noticed it 2 years ago on your charts, but they didn't want to panic you? There are some things that you need to alert people about when there's a potential for danger. If your doctor tells you, hey, there's some weird things going on in your blood, so we're going to do something, that doesn't mean, hey, quit your job and go to France for 2 weeks because you're about to check out. It's just saying, hey, we're just letting you know some potentially bad things could happen, so let's start putting some things in place. So I don't know if most functional adults' default mechanism is panic. Just tell us what's going on. But I do see what you're saying, Jeff.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I understand why people in positions of power want to calm the storm, so to speak. I agree with you there, because you don't want to create panic, because panic leads to chaos. But what's worse than that? Death. So I look at, speaking of an individual's perspective, I look at the 175,000 plus families out there who are now looking back going, wow, if I was given all the details, would I have been more cautious to protect myself and my family members? Would my family members still be here today? If I lost a loved one because I was not as hyper-vigilant because I didn't have all the facts, and I get that the facts were evolving
We didn't have
at that
all
time.
the facts.
No, and I get that. Yeah. It's not even in response to you. It's in response to people in power in general. Like, give us as much as you know, because if you're telling us now that you downplayed it then, I would have liked to know how serious, and I get it was evolving then, because if that would have prevented my family member's death, if I was one of those individuals right now, I would be beside myself.
And I totally agree with your point, but you should be mad at the CDC. Yeah, you should be mad at Dr. Fauci. Totally. You should be mad at the government as a whole, not blaming one person, because they all didn't know. We didn't. This is a pandemic that never happened before. I understand we have pandemics in the past. This has never happened, so nobody had the right answers. We weren't getting the correct information from China to begin with, and you think the government tells us what happened in Afghanistan, what happened in Benghazi, what happened in 9/11? Let's be honest. We don't get the information that we need ever.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and I agree with you. And Al, and that's why I was careful to say people in positions of power.
Right.
I don't want to single anybody out right here, and I'm right there with Jeff. I'm right there with you. This is where I know that we disagree a lot, meaning us and some of our viewers. I think we can all agree that we just want transparency.
Right.
And there's a lot of distrust in the government, rightfully so. And that's one thing that we can all agree on. And I hope that at some point that changes, but I'm not too hopeful.
Isn't it crazy that we all have different walks of life, but the three of us could come on live television and have a discussion about it?